I'm driving down to the studio. Today we're going to talk about what we have been talking about for the past few weeks. We've been talking about domestic violence, emotional abuse in relationships, and it's actually quite funny that, you know, at this period we're talking about that because a few days ago, probably a few weeks ago, you know, there was a video released of Ray Rice, the raving NFL player, who actually beat his then fiancée in an elevator and almost, you know, punched her out. And so the debate now on Twitter has been why I left, why I stayed, hashtag, you know. And so today on the show, the girls decided that probably it's best for us to continue the conversation and to talk about the reasons why so many ladies decide to stay in domestic abuse. Why would you want to stay in a place that your dignity is being taken away from you? Why would you want to stay in a place where you're very, you know, when you say you love someone, you're trusting them not to hurt you? So anyway, that's the topic of discussion today. I have gotten to the studio. My girls are probably waiting for me already, so I'll catch you in there and we'll continue what we've been talking about for the past few weeks. Stick around, I'll be right back. So hello guys and ladies out there, this is 103.1 FM, but this is Girlfriends on Radio.
Yep, your girlfriends.
And then it feels like, it feels quite empty because we have two people missing in action.
Love to Ngozi and A to the N to the U. We love you.
And so let's go straight into the topic of discussion. Physical abuse is a whole new, like it's a whole topic all by itself. You know, we've been talking about emotional abuse for the past 3 weeks, and then today, you know, and we said when we were talking, you know, back then, that emotional abuse finally or sometimes eventually leads to physical abuse. So today we're going to be talking
zooming
about
and the funny thing is that during the week there's a very high profile case of what happened with Jay Rice and Janet, that he hit her and she passed. He knocked her out. He knocked her out. And now she married him. So that's, and then of course all the people have been coming as survivors. The Twitter thing, why I stayed, why I left. Robin Givens even wrote a piece for Time magazine and all that stuff. So a lot of, and I was like, it's very strange because we started talking about it, and now the whole world
is talking about it as well.
Because different things, people have said different things about why I left, why I stayed, and all that. But like, there was one article I read in Time, and the person was like, look, the whole point is that now they've now turned the blame on the women or whoever the victims are, or why I stayed and why I left. That's not the point.
That's not the point.
Is about the abuse.
It's the cause, not even the and it's not only women who get abused, men get abused too. And then there's a guy I was talking to one time, and he kept on hammering into my head, Taiwo, guys get abused too. It would shock you, the number of guys that get abused on a daily basis in their homes.
But my brother was saying something a few weeks ago when we were talking, and he said, you know what, sometimes I feel marginalized as a man because every time we're talking about social issues, we focus on women, but there are boys that are abused daily by house helps. There are boys that are abused by their aunties, that even
their their mothers,
you know. So the abuse is interpersonal. It's not a gender issue. You have women that beats men. I remember one story way back. I think it was in one church that we used to attend then, and then the pastor was preaching. I was like, the woman will beat the husband, the husband will run to church, and my wife and his face will be bludgeoned. Like,
and you know the reason why men like that can't. You know, the reason why, let me put it this way, the reason why we have more cases of vocalized physical abuse coming from the women is because men feel like their manhood is at stake. So if you tell people that your wife beat you, how can you look at yourself in it? Like, people will make fun of you in the society because they believe that as men you should be able to be in control of your home. So no man will open his mouth to tell another person that his wife is beating him. So you hear more cases of the women being, victimized, but guys are victimized too, but they're just too ashamed to come out and tell people.
I want to say that shame is a factor in abuse, whether it's physical, emotional, intellectual abuse.
Whatever.
Shame is a factor, and it's what keeps a lot of people quiet. And even when you actually go for support and say that, okay, hey mom, hey dad, I'm sorry, but this happened and all that, and then the shame thing. Some people are like, okay, how long did it take you before you got married? Or you can't say this out loud. You can't let people know. You can't leave your husband because they'll ask what happened. You can't leave your husband.
Oh yeah,
the family. Or yes, or
you don't know this family name. Look at that family. You can't do that to the name.
Unfortunately, because of that, the victims, most of the victims, they now either choose to listen to that and then they stay and things go wrong.
Yeah. Another thing, to just add to what she was just saying, you know, sometimes aside shame, sometimes the victim thinks that they think that, you know, they deserve that abuse. So you think maybe it's something I did, maybe I deserve that, maybe I shouldn't have done this. So if I didn't embarrass him in front of his friends, then he wouldn't have treated me this way. So they believe that every time they're hit physically, it's something that they've done.
It's my fault.
It's my fault. Still on to 103.1 Girlfriends on Radio, and before we went on a musical break, we decided that when we come back, we'll talk about practical ways that we can empower victims of abusive relationships.
Support. The most important thing is to listen and don't discountenance what they're telling you.
Yeah, but you know, that's like listening is, but does it change things? You know.
Okay.
How do you get somebody who comes to you and then she comes to you and says, I have this issue, and then you talk to her and she's fine, she's okay, and then she's still going back home to meet the same husband that's going to beat her up, to get a permanent solution to that problem. Now everybody's always saying, oh, in Nigeria we actually have laws, we actually have solutions in the laws. It's just implementation. From merely hitting you, there's assault, there's battery, you know, all of those things. But how you go to the policeman and he's going to tell you, madam, that's a domestic affair.
Yeah,
you know,
that's you know, your husband.
You know, as in, you know, so we have all those complications. But I know that sometimes you never know until you actually voice it out.
So you said that if I say listening is not part of the support system, I disagree?
No, I didn't say that. What I said, that's not what I said. I said it is part of it. It could help. Okay. But then I'm looking at what can change the status quo.
So if we could actually, because there was a time I was someplace and then I heard a lot of things going on and I was not like, this is a highbrow neighborhood and all that, and I was like, there's no way. If it was abroad, you can call 911 and report, and then the police will come. So maybe if we had, I don't know, lines where people could call in to say that this is what's going on. Even though I think we also need to train our legal officers, our police officers. I think that one. I think awareness. That
that's the one.
Awareness.
I have a question. Yeah. What's the name of his wife, Ray Rice's wife, Jenny Rice, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So I think that many Nigerians have a mindset that, you know, and we've already said that before, the ladies, when you get punched, right, this guy, you know, it's all about perception. You are saying that you need to be involved in your redemption. You are saying, you know, you need a support group. But I'm saying that before we even get to those places, there should be an acceptance that you need help. Many women don't even know that they need help. Many women believe. How do we get the Nigerian mentality to change?
It becomes the psychology of an abuse victim, because this one you are saying is not just a Nigerian
it's everywhere.
It is the psychology of a victim. This is what happens, that I caused it, I'm the cause of it in one way or the other. Maybe it's something I did, maybe it's how I
or maybe he would change,
because when you look at the hashtags of why I stayed or why I left, some people said okay, I thought I could change him, and then they said why I left, I realized I couldn't change him. Then, you know, different things. So when you read all that and you know that, because survivors now came out and they now started talking and they were now saying that, look, a lot of people they've survived, but they've not actually had the ability to support each other and to come out.
So and some people are still wallowing in guilt. You know, they would leave, but that torture of, I must have done something. How can this loving man suddenly change? You know, and then sometimes
not so loving.
And then sometimes he will come and say, I'm so sorry, darling. Buy her all the things in the world. You know, so when he comes back and tells you, I love you, makes love to you, treats you like a woman, and then 2 months later he comes and goes, bah, bah, bah. You know, so you're on an emotional roller coaster.
We have that social consciousness generally now, because even recently Lagos State reviewed, the House of Assembly reviewed laws around that as well. But I think a lot of churches and social organizations are also providing support to abused women, victims of domestic abuse as well. So if the victims are there, let them search out.
I'm sorry, Oyemi, but support is still needed.
I think you didn't get my point.
Support structure is still needed. Okay, because there was time I was in a bus. I was going, and then the one woman said she wanted to go down and all that. The next thing, because they didn't give her a change, she said she wasn't going down. And the next thing, the conductor now pushed her. Wow. I was really upset. I started talking, I started shouting. I was not like he had no right. Because of that, the bus went back to where we started from and all that. Because the man was now, then the driver too got into it, and he was now saying that she pushed him on all that. She said that, yeah, she pushed him because he was actually threatening her and all that and all that.
That's one thing I've noticed about abuse. Abuse is usually a cycle. If you look at, if you watch CSI, all those, what's it called? What do they call them? Crime series. Yeah, crime series. You see that everybody that is guilty of one thing has probably been a victim of that thing, so it's a cycle. But back to Shay's point on support, I agree that there's support is actually a very essential part of dealing with abuse. But you have to take. But the truth is, what support doesn't take the problem away. It might alleviate your condition, make you feel better. How do we bring it to an end? What options do you have as a person? I imagine myself if I was in a marriage and my husband used to hit me. What I'd say, first thing is, okay, yeah, I can't take it, but you can't take it is not enough. He's doing it. Do you understand? So I'll probably go looking for people either that have been there and gotten out of it. Asking. You never know what you find out until you actually go searching. So start to search for a solution. Don't just sit and take it. Start to look for people that have been through it and have been out of it. Go to church.
It's diabolical means an option, because a woman who's beyond, she would say, I cannot confront this man and I don't want to put him to shame. So how do I get my dignity back without shouting about it? And they go into diabolical.
You get deeper.
So counseling. People do counseling, and then I know that I know abroad they have shelters where when the woman had decided that she's going to leave the guy, they have shelters they can go to where they protect them.
We actually have some here.
We have them.
Yeah, we have
social workers.
There's so many.
We do. How can people access such things?
Yeah, I think this is information that we can post, because I don't know the exact addresses, but I know a few. There's this lady last year that got an award.
They keep those things quiet. They keep their addresses secret.
How does the common Nigerian woman know how to access these places?
When you seek, you will find. Do you understand? But even we people that have access to people like that can search, we can actually make the information available. I remember that another reason that they keep them secret, is to prevent people. Sometimes these women are there and they're kept, and then you find husbands or boyfriends coming to those places to come and take them, beat them, retrieve them, things like that. So that's another reason that they keep them, So it's also to protect the women.
One last thought too, please stop saying he's going to change and I'll forgive him. Let's be practical about this. Yes, you can forgive him from a distance. Don't forgive him while you're still in the house.
Forgive. But
from a distance.
Please give yourself a chance to be alive. So I guess we'll continue the conversation, and then we'll drop helplines, do some more research, and if you're in such situations, we'll actually provide an avenue. You can reach out to us, and then
join us on our Facebook page.
We're talking about it. We can as well be agents of change.
Exactly. Yes. So join us on our Facebook page, Girlfriends on Radio, and on Twitter, Girlfriends006, and join the conversation. How can we help each other? And like Yemi said, she's going to personally be responsible for putting up helplines on our page. Go there and please call these lines, and get help if you really need. And you can talk to any one of us if you think that you don't know how to. We'll find a way to help and support you. Okay. All right. We really have to go. Bye. I'm fine. Let me call you back later. Okay. All right, guys. So that was the show this week. We had so much fun, and it's quite sad though that we have to talk about emotional abuse and physical abuse all the time, but I hope that we've been able to encourage you. You need to seek support groups. You need to find people who can sympathize and who really have a compassion for what you're feeling. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Subscribe right now.